Hello, everyone, and welcome to Vlog Media Breeze. And for those of you who are new here, if you would please be so kind as to click the like, subscribe, and possibly the notification bell. Also, as long as we are here, I'll share with you if you get down in the comments and let me know what you think about my content, or if you have some additional thoughts about my content, then I will recognize it by putting it up on the screen here. I see the harasser is back. I'm just gonna just call them that. They show up. Now they're going out to go get more accounts and come back in and be fake about it. The FBI is on you, honey. You think just because you work for Google that you can't go to jail? I digress. My throat is bothering me. I don't know why it's bothering me. I have some lemon water here. I don't know why. It's like ever since I had that thing out that's out here, the C19 that I had back in September, my throat comes and goes. I don't know. I guess that's the lingering effect of it. I'm just now getting back some of my senses, actually. Um, I guess they went to hinder my video from being seen. So since they're going to do that, let me go ahead and do this. Here, let's see. If I can find it. Here it is. Okay, guys, hi. I wanted to I was trying to bring a photo up and I cannot seem to bring it up, but it has to do with Porsha. So let's get right into it. I watched the episode this past Sunday, Porsha's Family Matters, and I said I wasn't going to because I already know that Porsha is very volatile and I just am not interested in those characters. And I know that a lot of people out here nowadays who are in their 30s and 40s, and some of the most immature ones who are in their 50s, love that kind of television. I don't. I don't. I don't want to see people punching and getting beat up and being acting really crazy on TV, and especially on a reality show. It is different if you're watching it and it's on a show that's not a reality show because um, what that means is if you're watching it and it's not on a reality show, then I'm sorry. I'm trying to one moment. Let me try something here really quickly, you guys. Because I just noticed something and I was told to do this when that happens. So just bear with me here. Okay, there we have it. Um, yeah. But yeah, I was told not to see here. Okay, where did I get to? I'm sorry, I'm multitasking over here because the person who keeps coming in here, they're going in and out because when they go out, they are hacking into my account, you guys. And I know you find that hard to believe, but I was told to let it be because they are being monitored by something over here on my computer by someone else. So that person's going to jail and it's going to be on the news in Charlotte. I digress. But anyway, I wanted to just say to you, that I have always known Porsha to be very violent, and I just wanted to know, what is causing that? It just seems as though she has had like no direction in life other than the examples that raised her. She hasn't had any direction. And one of the things well, she's 40 years old this year, and I think they were celebrating her birthday on this trip, this island, this Mexico where they were. And so that means she was born in 1981. Okay. That was a really important year for me. Okay. Um, so she also went to Southwest Atlanta High School. I lived in Rhode Island, not Rhode Island, in Atlanta. And when I lived in Atlanta, things may have changed, but when I lived in Atlanta, the Southwest part of Atlanta, and you guys, I'm not throwing any shade, I'm not saying anything, but it was known to be a pretty volatile area. The crime was pretty high at that time in that area. And I never went to Southwest Atlanta ever. I never went. I rarely went. I think we went to a club there called Club Harriston's, which I can't remember. I think it was in either in I don't know where it was. It was in DeKalb County, and but we lived in Cobb, and so I did not really have to go to Southwest Atlanta a lot. And I'm thinking that that is where Candy resides, because there are a lot of Black politicians who reside in the area because their district was in that area at the time. Their wherever they were representing was that area. And so they have big homes out there by the airport. And I'm thinking that that's where Kim went to. And that's why Kim was making the comment that she made about the location of, Candy's beautiful home. Um, and I'm saying that to say that I used to hear about some crazy things happening in the high school in Southwest Atlanta. That's where Porsha Williams went to high school. And she probably had to be a little volatile. I'm not saying she did. She may have been one of those girls like me who never ever got into a fight um, in high school. I'm just trying to understand why a 40-year-old woman behaves this way. She has no class, you guys. I have always known this about Porsha. She's funny. I used to love her on Dish Nation. I was looking at the TMZ, and I was going to try to bring that up, but I'm not, because I've already got some strikes against me that this person who keeps coming on here and going out, you do know you're going to jail. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. I wasn't supposed to, but we're watching you. I know that you have hacked my computer, you little pissant. Tell your mother she did a bad job with you. Look, they leave whenever I talk about them. Anyway, she may have had to fight a lot. I'm just saying that when I was looking at TMZ has a video out there. And when you look at the video that TMZ has out there, Porsha threw the first punch. When you look at that video, that's what it is showing. The TMZ video. You can go and look at it. They have it titled, the title of it is RHOA's Porsha Williams Fist Fly During Brawl with Ex-Fiance Dennis. Now, people were right when they were saying that Dennis kept telling Storm to STF you, and he should not have been doing that. I disagree with a man talking to a woman like that on any level. I really do. Some of them do it. They do it. They call women bees and everything. Those are angry men who have no respect for women. So I disagree with Dennis doing that. Which, by the way, can I just pause and say Dennis needs to see a doctor. Dennis needs to see a doctor because I know when I was growing up and men who had those bellies that I have, those hard, round bellies, they usually ended up very ill. And, you know, I know he's probably eating a lot of hot dogs, having to taste things over there. Those hot dogs look good, by the way. His restaurant, that restaurant, if I that hot dog is those hot dogs look really good. The food looks good. The cheeseburgers that they make, I saw it online, um, on his Instagram, and I want to let me back up because I know I paused just to make that comment. I want to back up and just say, so Porsha went to Southwest Atlanta. She's now 40 years old. TMZ has a video showing her throwing the first punch. The way that it looks from my perspective on the TMZ video, the way that it looks is that Dennis kept telling his mom, get up, let's go. Well, let me back up a little bit. I don't understand why it is that Porsha, she was sitting at the table and she was calling security. Security, you got to go. Security, I want him out, stuff like that. Just because he told Storm to STFU. I don't agree with that. At the same time, I'm trying to understand why did Porsha and Simon get up and walk over toward the door that she was telling Dennis and his mother to exit from. She was telling Dennis and his mother to leave, but she got up before they did and went to stand in front of the door. It's almost as if she plotted the whole thing. Like it is almost as if she quickly plotted to get up. She wanted them to leave so that she could be standing up and so that she could go ahead and initiate the attack on Dennis's mother. Because Dennis's mother kept saying something to her. I think she was telling her to shut up or to be quiet or to something. And Porsha said, "You STFU." And that's when she started punching. And it looked like she wanted to hit Dennis's mother, but her fist, the first swing was in the air, but it was in Dennis's direction. And then Dennis, I think he saw that she was trying to bother his mother, so he starts swinging because he's trying to protect his mother. And then everything just broke loose. These are these these are these families that you generally see on the nightly news where there's been a family brawl and something happens and then shots are fired, stuff like that. That's what that looked like. I would be so embarrassed. First of all, I wouldn't go around family members like that. If I'm not close to you already, unless it's a family reunion, I'm more than likely going to be uncomfortable talking to you anyway, other than just light talk, just very cordial talk. Because we have a big family, so I don't know everybody really well, but I know when I see them that they're family or that they're distant family. And then they are in different states and so on and so forth. Um, so I just wanted to say that Porsha has always, people are now, I've been out here on YouTube, like listening to a lot of the comments about Porsha Family Matters this past Sunday. And people are so surprised. Like they are saying, oh, she should have stayed over in Atlanta. She was the same person in Atlanta. I think that people who are not empaths or who are not good at picking up on different personalities or who even are prejudice minded when it comes to people that they like. And some men are prejudice minded when it comes to women that they just like the way they look. Hey, I see you're here again. I see you're here again. I guess you keep going out, coming in. What are you doing? Creating accounts? Yeah, I see you. You're going to jail. I'm going to say that every time I come on here. I don't expect this channel to monetize. So, F you and your little copyrights. Um, anyway, let's see, where did I get to? Porsha has always been this way. This is who she is. She didn't just change with the show Porsha Family Matters. Her personality didn't just come. Do you think that she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta between 2012 and 2021 and she never exposed this part of her? She exposed it every time she was on air. It is just that a lot of these YouTubers, I don't know where their brain is. I don't know if they've smoked a lot of weed or whatever it is that they do, but they really liked Porsha. They were Porsha fans, but and they don't even get the fact. This is why it's important to examine yourself, guys, because they don't even get the fact that the reason they didn't see Porsha for who she really was is because they harbored so much hatred for Kenya. Porsha's one of those people, she attacks and then she falls out. Just like we saw her on this episode, she needs help. Like next week, we'll see where she's fallen out. She's all on Dennis is trying to hold her down, and she's like, eh. She does that all the time. When she attacked Cynthia, and I don't know, one of the producers tried to, hold her down. She was doing the same thing. She always falls out. When she attacked Kenya, she fell out on the floor. She has 4 times on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she's attacked people. And then people want to come after Monique on Real Housewives of Potomac. People want to come after Monique. And I do not condone violence at all. I'm not condoning it. I've never ever been in a fight. That's because that's just not who I am, and the people I hang around are not that kind of people. And at the same time, Real Housewives of Potomac, Candace had it coming for her, really. And even she hasn't even learned any lessons. She still is immature. She refuses to grow up. Part of growing up is you have to really know your boundaries with people. You have to know, okay, if I say this to this person, they may react this way. So I'm going to say it differently. I'm either going to say it differently or I'm not going to say it at all. Okay? Because some people, you say it differently and they get even more offended. So, either I'm going to say it differently and be more eloquent and smooth about it, or I'm not going to say it at all. So on the Real Housewives of Potomac, Monique did that, and people, they were dragging her for filth. Dragging her for filth. But you have Porsha Williams, who has been in 4 fights on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you guys. 4. And now this is her 5th fight. One of them, it was just an all-out attack. She attacked Kenya. I don't care how close someone is holding whatever it is they're holding to you. If you go back and look at that scene, Kenya was still in her seat and in her space. It was just that what is that thing called that she was holding and speaking through? Porsha was just annoyed with it. She was annoyed and she thought it gave her the right to attack Kenya. I disagreed with people on that, just like people disagreed with Monique's attack. I disagreed with Porsha's attack on Kenya. Because Kenya, poor Andy really should have made her put the thing down, quite frankly. But I think he didn't expect that Porsha would become violent. Porsha should have just moved to the other side. Say, hey, look, can we switch seats because I'm tired of her doing this to me? That would have been one way out and a mature way to handle it at that. But no, she gets up, gets in Kenya's face, and that's because she wanted to. because she is one, her character is one wherein when she gets mad, it goes straight to violence. It doesn't even think, okay, how can I work this out? You, she doesn't even think about how can I work this out? Like most of us, it's just automatically. We automatically work it out, because we're not violent people. Well, some of us. Okay, I'm not anyway. Listen. I like my face. I get nothing out of banging up on another human being. I mean, if I was to hit someone until uh, their flesh opened or something, I would be afraid. I would literally be like, so like me, I'm just talk, right? Okay. But I know how to smooth things out too. Like I know how to smooth things out so that they do not get to the next level, even though I haven't really had to practice that a whole lot. Um, because like I said, I just haven't been in those environments. Portia, like I said, went to Southwest Atlanta. I don't know if she had those issues in high school. She has never outgrown them. She's 40 years. You are like 22 years out of high school, and this is how you're behaving as a grown woman. A lot of the YouTubers who are surprised is because they are not in touch with reality, quite frankly. And there are a lot of YouTubers out here who are not in touch with reality. They are not. People have become so engrossed in themselves and so engrossed in money that is all they care about. That's all they care about. They don't care about the next individual, and please don't let the next individual owe them money. I am I am just like I'm done with reality TV actually at this point. This isn't even what I signed up for. I started watching The Real Housewives of Orange County, and it was interesting to watch. It was just interesting to watch. But even with The Real Housewives of Orange County, there was a real big brawl on The Real Housewives of Orange County when it first started. And it took place at one of the businesses of the gentleman there. And I think his daughter was involved. I think was it Lori's daughter? Um, it was like two girls, and they were banging it out. I mean, these were two white girls, and I mean, you would have thought that they were two black girls fighting, really. They were really banging it out. Um, but Andy Cohen seems to feel differently about Monique and making comments about what she did on The Real Housewives of Potomac. He has allowed Porsha, after 4 fights, to launch a whole new show and call it Porsha's Family Matters. I'm done. I really am. I'm really done. It's like I need to really start to figure out, okay, what are some other great things I can do besides watch Real Housewives shows, because I'm done. All the brawling, the drama, that's not what it started out to be. Even with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they had their drama, which was kind of fun the first, few years, about the first decade, I would say. And then you had, I don't know, there was just a big breakdown. You had them becoming so dependent on the drama. So you all get down in the comments, even though you are all a bunch of fakes over here on my channel. I know you're all fake. You went and you created channels and you come back over here and make it look like that you are a lot of people, and you're not. I see you. You're going to jail. You who keeps coming over here, because we figured out some things about you this week. Um, so I just wanted to say that about Porsha, that she's always been this way. This is who she is. The only reason a lot of people are seeing her for who she really is now is because they don't have anyone else on this show that they hate the way that they hated Kenya. Kenya was absolutely right about Porsha. Now, Kenya has not been honest all of the time. She's not always honest, but she was absolutely right about a lot of the things concerning Porsha, and we are figuring all of that out now on this show. And she has that beautiful little girl who's going to have to see her mom and dad go at it. But when you get grown and you start to talk to other adults about their history, I know like now we're sitting here, we're talking about the kids, we're even talking about Mel and Martell's kids and how they're going to come up with all of this. Children grow up to be stronger adults than we give them credit for. They don't all grow up to be damaged just because they see their parents go through something. And I say that because I have girlfriends and other friends who talk to me about things that happen in their families, and then I have stories of my own, and people turn out all right. People turn out all right. Um, it's an unfortunate circumstance, and a lot of times it's embarrassing, but people turn out all right. Um, I want to just move and say, what else was I going to say about Porsha before I move on to Chttrlngs over here, Chttrlngs Coleslaw Girl. Um, Oh, this is what I wanted to say. A lot of people have been talking. I was over on Kempire's channel the other day. He did a recap of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I don't normally do a recap of Salt Lake City. I need to start doing it, but I've just been so busy lately. There was a comment on that show about slanted eyes. And I want to tell you about my history. Slanted eyes are a compliment. I don't know why the Asians, I would like to know the history behind why they are offended by it. I know why we are offended by the N word. That's a strong racist remark. But slanted eyes is not, because people do sometimes have different features and you describe them. And slanted is when something is going up. Okay, and it's in eyes, it's beautiful. Like as Black people, I remember growing up in our neighborhood and saying, "Oh God, like she has, Chinese eyes, or he has Chinese," oh, and we would mean that as a compliment. If we said that, we knew the person was beautiful. So I'm trying to understand what it is about the slanted eye comment on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. What is the history behind that being a racially derogatory term, or application to someone? Um, I was on Kempire's channel and someone said instead of saying slanted eyes, that we should say almond eyes. Slanted and almond are different shapes. They are not the same thing. If you have slanted eyes, I'm not going to say, oh, your almond shaped eyes. You may want your eyes to be almond, but they're not. I like for my eyes to be slanted, quite frankly. I would like for them to be slanted. I would like to have a more narrow nose. Okay. So, um, I mean, I like myself now, but at one point, okay. But my point is, almond and slanted are not the same thing. Now, will I say that to an Asian now that I know it's offensive? Even if I don't know its history, would I still say that? No, I wouldn't. Because now I know that that's what they're offended by. But racial issues, and I don't want people to forget, I'm a woman of a certain age. I got that from Wendy. I did not used to say that, but since she and I are in the same age group, I'm a woman of a particular age. And when we were growing up, race, you know, racial issues, Black people started that. That originated with us because our ancestors were coming out of slavery, and there were a lot of things being done against us really based on our color. That's what was being done. And today it's extended itself differently. Um, so those things are very clear, but now that other cultures are here, And they're saying, okay, that's racist, that's I'm going, what? Okay, what does that mean? What is it that's racist about you? Because you were not enslaved. No one has mistreated you here based on your race. I don't think anyway, or maybe they have actually. I cannot say that they have, but not to the extent that Black people have been mistreated. I have to say, not to that extent. And um, so will I say that to someone? No. But I was like, whenever I first heard it, I was like, wow, I use that a lot. And I didn't even know that that was considered racist because that's what Jenny said. She said that's considered racist against her culture. And I don't know why Mary said that Jenny's eyes were slanted anyway, because quite frankly, her eyes really are more almond than slanted. So I don't know why Mary said that. Mary's eyes are more slanted than Jenny's eyes. I mean, I wish I could bring the picture up so that you could see them. I don't know. Maybe I can. I don't know. Maybe let's see if I can. But Mary's eyes are more slanted than Jenny's eyes. And let's see, do I have oh, you know what? Because I don't do the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I don't really have anything on them. Sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm looking for here. I don't have anything on them at all. So, I mean, I do, but it's mostly in my introductory. What else did I want to say about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I think that Jenny, because even though Jenny is accusing Mary of, making a racist remark against her about, her eye, saying that about her eyes, um, Jenny is also exhibiting racial attitudes against Mary because she has come after Mary day one without even a cause. She just immediately became angry at Mary. So did she do that because sometimes being a Black woman amid other races, it makes you an easy target. So did she see Mary as an easy target? Because she would not have seen Jen as an easy target because she and Jen, quite frankly, have some of the same lineage. I know when I was in high school, we were told, and I know that may have changed by now, but we were told the indigenous races are Black people, Caucasians, white people, and Asians. We are the indigenous races. Everyone else is mixed with something, so that's why it's not they're not considered indigenous. So even though Jen is Jen Shaw is mixed, her heritage has, Asianic background in it. So she would not, Jenny would not have come after Jen Shaw because there's a likeness there. So she came after Mary. So for her to say that Mary made derogatory terms against her, Mary can say this that you have derogatory attitudes against me based on my race, because that's how I'm seeing it on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's exactly how I'm seeing it. And I don't know if I like Jenny on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I think she brings a lot to it. So I would like for her to stay. I mean, she brings wealth. Her husband's a doctor. Um, she drives a green Ferrari, honey. So yeah, okay. Let me change all that. Okay, I'm losing my focus thinking about her Ferrari, but yeah, she definitely is a fit, and I think she understands the assignment to some degree. I think and perhaps that's why she's picking on Mary. That could be the other reason. Um, so I digress with that. Uh, let's see. So I want to get into Arionne because I had a little more that I wanted to say. I saw her. I went onto her live. I didn't do anything because she blocked my other account. So this account, I'm just hanging out, right? I started to go in there and say, "Hey, can I come up?" Um, Arionne seems to have taken this interview that Tasha K did with her. She's taken it to a whole nother level. She is actually feeling glorious about it. She was over on her live boasting about how she broke the internet. We broke the internet. She's over there drinking and toasting to it, and she was bringing people up. Someone said to her, they said, "Let me come up," meaning, like they want to come up on her live and chat with her. And everybody else in the live kept saying, "No, no, don't do it, don't do it." Uh, but she did do it. And when she did it, she eventually brought up a woman there who said to her, "So why didn't you apologize to Mel?" And she stood her, no, what did I say? Why did I say I didn't? Didn't you hear? The girl is the devil. Adulterers are satanic, especially when you do it intentionally and you go into someone else's marriage and you see yourself as fighting against the woman for this man, because that's what she's doing. She sees herself as fighting against Mel for Martell. Mel has divorced Martell, girl, so stop talking about Mel. Stop trying to come up against Mel. She was on Tasha K and she was just so anxious to talk about Mel. Her whole expression changed when she was sitting there talking about Mel until Tasha K got ready to make that phone call. Then her expression, she got a little bothered by that. Martell does not want her bringing Mel into this. Martell, in spite of the fact that he did what he did, he doesn't want to see Mel hurt, I believe. And he doesn't want to cause any more damage to her than he has already done, because he still has a heart for her. He still loves her. So he doesn't want her to be hurt any further. Now, I don't want her to ever take him back because of his behavior. We've seen a lot of things about Martell that are concerning. And in fact, he was on his own life talking about how much he's a good guy. And I did send him a message telling him, look, stop saying you're a good guy and just prove it, because we're not seeing that. We see he's a good guy when he's with his kids. You're supposed to be a good guy when you're with your kids. You're supposed to be a father. The things you're doing for your kids, you're supposed to do. We're not going to give you any accolades for that. You're supposed to be good. You're supposed to be a good husband. Um, and people are saying Arionne is beautiful. Maybe people haven't been exposed to much. I'm like, Arionne is very slow. She's slow. She doesn't get it. That is why when she went on Tasha K, she doesn't care what the rest of the public is saying out here about her. She doesn't care because she's that demon. She's demonic, a harlot. Okay? That the Bible says that whenever you're sleeping outside of marriage, and especially if you're an adulterer, you're also a harlot. So for her to sit on Tasha K's show and say, I'm not no, hoe, I'm not all of this, I'm not, that's not what the Bible says, honey. And I'm with the Bible. Close your legs to married men. You have the whole Black community in every state up in arms about what you have done. You are now the poster child of an adulterer. If you were in North Carolina, if Mel and Martell lived in North Carolina, did you know that Mel could take her to court and sue her for everything she's got? She sure could. In North Carolina, if your husband leaves you for another woman and I forgot what it's called, but there have been several women here who have done so. They've taken other women to court for messing with their man. So she just seemed too joyful after the interview. Instead of sitting down somewhere and taking it all in and even writing down some of the messages that people were trying to deliver to her, and taking a look within and looking at herself and the steps she took to get with Martell, because I don't believe they waited for 9 months. I don't believe it. How is he going to ask you on the first night to go to a hotel and get with him, and then he's going to turn around and wait 9 months on you? Girl, bye. He wanted it the first night, and I'm sure he got it within 9 months. And you're talking about you didn't know about Mel till after 9 months. Girl, bye. His cousin introduced you, you told us. So you know his cousin, and his cousin didn't tell you he was married? Girl, you a lie. You a whole ASS lie. A whole one. All of your followers over there who are agreeing, all of those people who were agreeing with Arionne last night on that live, I also noticed was um those people, not last night, but those people were also slow. All the other girls who would come up on the live and they would be supportive of her. And I was like, well, we got a lot of slow women in the Black community. We got to do something about that. We have to do something. I have a very hard time believing. I know people who went to Alabama A&M, y'all, and they are all that in a bag of chips. I have a hard time believing that she graduated. I think she was playing around at Alabama A&M, and that's why she didn't. Did she get a degree? I could never even grasp whether or not she said she was degreed. But if she is degreed, you can look that up, right? You can contact the register. Is it the registrar's office, the place where you get the transcripts? They can't give you her transcript, but they can tell you whether or not she graduated. Um, that's all I came on here to do. These were some things on my mind. I came in here to kind of, you know, get them off my mind. And I see, as usual, no one is in the comments, unfortunately for you. Um, but let's see, is there anything else? Nope, there isn't. There isn't. I'm just trying to see if there is anything else. I want to make sure. I see the person went out and got 5 people. You went out and you came in and you created 5 different accounts. You are a psycho. So, anyway, you guys, I was going to drop the link, but I don't see anyone in the comments. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So as usual, mind your spirit, mind your ethos, and you guys have a good one.